disgusting little homewrecker! I am going to ruin you!
The firm staff temperature inside the car turned suffocating.
Alex, hit me harder. Make me forget every filthy thing they ever did to me.
5 years ago, my ex, Matthew, protected Sophie after she killed my mother. Later, the Whitaker family kidnapped me, destroyed me, forced me to flee Boston. My billionaire husband has transferred hundreds of billions in assets into my name.
Take it, baby. Now this power is yours.
But when I came back to Boston, they crushed me all over again. They killed my grandmother.
You pathetic little bitch. I swear I'll make you die in here. Then you should have killed me first. Because now, I'm dragging every single one of you down to hell with me.
5 years after I walked away from Matthew Shaw, I married Alex Sterling, one of the wealthiest men in the country. Alex insisted on transferring his trust interests and most of his personal assets into my name.
This is the foundation I want to give you, something that doesn't depend on anyone else.
I came back to Boston, the city where I was born, specifically to sign this trust transfer document. I walked into Boston's largest law firm, Shaw Pierce LLP.
Hello. I have an appointment. Well, if it isn't Nora Quinn, the one who used to throw herself at Matthew back in the day.
They were the same people who used to make my life hell. And at the center of them stood a man, the nightmare I had spent 5 years trying to bury, Matthew Shaw.
Oh my God, it's really her! What's with all the knockoffs?
That Paddock for Lilith is fake too, isn't it?
Nora, there's no need for this. Dressing up in knockoffs and pretending to be some socialette just makes you look cheap.
5 years and he's still the same. The moment I show up, he just assumes, automatically, that I'm here for him. Everyone on campus knew I was crazy about Matthew Shaw. I brought him coffee, saved him seats in the library, and even ran a fever just to show up at his games. After the match, I could barely stand, but he only looked down at me and said,
Then go ahead and try.
And just like that, I became his girlfriend. I thought I'd finally found love until Sophie Whitaker showed up. Sophie was Matthew's childhood sweetheart. The moment she got into the same school, she effortlessly claimed every spot by his side. I made a scene, but every time he just looked at me with a frown.
Nora, you're really annoying like this.
So I held it in, over and over again. On the eve of the wedding, my mother was killed by a speeding Porsche. The driver was a drunk Sophie Whitaker. I rushed to the police station, only to see her crying and clutching Matthew's sleeve.
Matt, I didn't mean it.
Don't be afraid. I'm here.
Finally, I understood. In his heart, his fiancé would never be worth more than a single tear from Sophie. The wedding is off. We're done.
Sophie is like family. I can't just abandon her.
When the trial came, Matthew personally defended her, twisting a fatal DUI into reckless driving. She clung to him, crying, "My father and I appealed again." I was kicked out of my apartment, stalked, kidnapped, and threatened with compromising photos. In the end, I fled to New York like a stray dog with nowhere to go. Cancel the appointment. I'll find another firm.
She's clearly here for Matthew! Matthew is about to marry the Whitcomb heiress.
Say one more word, and I'll tear your mouths apart.
Nora, you're 28, not 8. Is it really good?
Matthew, listen carefully. I'm here for a property trust transfer. My husband is about to transfer hundreds of millions in assets to me. As for you, you're nothing but a pathetic ex who never mattered. Don't flatter yourself. The lobby fell into a dead silence, Matthew's eyes dripping with sarcasm.
Nora, think before you lie. Do you even believe that insane nonsense yourself?
Rent a watch, hire some extra to play your husband, and suddenly you think you're a wealthy socialite? Bet he's some balding old man.
I was about to retort.
Nora Quinn, you goddamn pest!
A vicious slap landed hard across my face, snapping my head to the side.
How dare you still come here to seduce my Matthew? We're already engaged! You pathetic homewrecker!
I raised my hand to slap her back, but my wrist was roughly grabbed midair. It was Matthew. He held my wrist in a death grip and even shoved me back a step.
Nora, that's enough. Stop this nonsense.
I stared at him, almost unable to believe what had just happened. I was the one who had been hit. But just like 5 years ago, the only person he stopped was me. Seeing Matthew take her side, vicious satisfaction flashed across Sophie's face. The next second, she lunged at me, grabbed a fistful of my hair, and yanked hard.
You shameless bitch! You pushed your way between us in college, and now you have the nerve to follow him to his own law firm? You disgusting little homewrecker! I am going to ruin you!
The firm's staff stood around watching, and not a single person tried to pull her off me.
Get her face! A homewrecker getting dragged in her ex's law shop? This is insane!
Didn't she chase him all through college? She humiliated herself for years and still ended up with nothing. Honestly, she brought this on herself.
Matthew watched the whole thing with cold, detached eyes.
Nora, get up. Apologize to Sophie. And promise me you will stop lying and stay out of our lives. Do that, and I will let you walk out of here without making this worse, for old time's sake.
I forced myself off the floor, drew back my hand, and slapped him across the face as hard as I could.
Matthew, you make me sick!
The red imprint of my hand bloomed across Matthew's
You
cheek.
hit my fiancé? Who the hell do you think you are?
I raised my arm on instinct. The scalding coffee soaked through my sleeve.
That was assault? I am calling the police.
The police arrived.
Mr. Shaw, you are here too. Can you tell me what happened?
Officer, this stormed into the firm and attacked
That is
Mr.
exactly
Fiancé.
what happened, and unfortunately our lobby camera has been down for a month. She has been harassing Mr. Shaw for weeks, and today she came in looking for trouble.
Miss Quinn, we're taking you in. You can tell your side of the precinct.
Every person in that lobby rewrote the truth. He snapped the handcuffs onto my injured wrist.
Nora, you always have to push things too far. Maybe one night in a holding class will finally teach you something.
One word from the Whitaker family, and I was thrown into a holding cell at one of the roughest precincts in South Boston.
So you are the one they warned us about, the rich man chaser who starts swinging when she does not get what she wants. Enjoy sleeping on that tonight, princess. A girl like you should be used to being uncomfortable.
That night became its own kind of hell. Every time I dared to close my eyes, a steel-toed boot slammed into the bed, rattling my skull. Two of them dragged me off the bunk and pinned me to the cold, wet floor. Another bucket of dirty gray water hit me directly in the face. I curled into the corner, but I clenched my jaw and kept my eyes open in the dark. 5 years ago, they destroyed my parents. 5 years later, Matthew was still holding the door open for anyone who wanted to push me off the edge. The next morning, they finally let me out. The officer processing my release tossed my phone onto the counter.
Mr. Shaw decided not to press charges. Consider yourself lucky. Now get out and stop picking fights with people who have more power than you.
I picked up my phone with shaking fingers. Notifications came flooding in. The footage from the law firm had been maliciously edited and was already going viral on TikTok. All that remained was me slapping Matthew. Then it got worse. My name, my old photos, my past, and even my family's address were being shared everywhere. A local news live stream had just gone live from South Boston, right outside the old apartment building where the only person I had left in this world still lived, my grandmother. The cameras had completely surrounded the narrow entrance to her building. Dozens of reporters and content creators crowded the sidewalk, their lenses aimed straight at her face. She stood in the doorway, lost and terrified under the glare of the cameras, still clutching the grocery bag she had just carried back from the store, the ingredients for the chowder she had promised to make me when I called her yesterday.
Ma'am, is it true your granddaughter had an affair with a high-profile attorney and attacked his fiancé in public? Did your granddaughter run to New York because she was exposed as a homewrecker? Is this apartment being paid for with some married man's money? Answer the question!
On screen, Grandma Helen's face went white as chalk, and her whole body started to shake. Neighbors stood around pointing and whispering. Then someone threw a rotten tomato at her.
You animals! Get away from my grandmother!
I ran like I was losing my mind. Grandma Helen had a serious heart condition. She could not handle this kind of shock. By the time I made it to the building and rushed up the stairs, the stairwell walls had been spray painted in bright red. I pushed open the door. The smell of chicken soup still hung in the air, but Grandma Helen was collapsed in the kitchen doorway, one hand pressed to her chest, her face a terrifying shade of blue.
Grandma, wake up, please! Do not scare me like this!
The neighbors and reporters outside watched through the open door. I swallowed the pain, lifted her onto my back. A nurse came rushing out, her expression grave.
She is in cardiac arrest. She needs emergency surgery right now.
The family in the VIP suite is refusing to release the doctor.
Refusing to release him? My grandmother is dying in there!
I shoved through the VIP ward door like a woman on fire. Sophie was sitting up in the hospital bed with one hand over her heart. Matthew and Richard stood on either side of her.
Let the doctor go save my grandmother. She is running out of time!
Oh, Nara, I wish I could help, but after what you did yesterday, my heart has been acting up. The doctor is still checking on me, so he cannot leave.
Sophie, she is dying in there. If you hate me, take it out on me, not my grandmother.
Fine. I will let him go. But first, you are going to say it on camera. Admit you lied. Admit you are jealous of me. Admit you are still obsessed with Matthew. Say you are a crazy stalker. Say you are a home wrecker who tried to ruin my engagement. Say it clearly, and maybe I will let the doctor go save your grandmother.
I dug my nails into my palm, lifted my head, and looked straight into the camera.
I am a liar. I am jealous of Sophie. I had no right to go after Matthew.
Sophie still was not satisfied. She walked up to me in her heels and tapped the toe of her shoe against my knee.
Lower. The camera cannot see how pathetic you really are.
My knees gave out, and I sank halfway to the cold floor. Sophie finally let out the laugh she had been holding back.
Nora, look at yourself. You really do look just like that dying grandmother of yours.
She leaned close to my ear and spoke slowly.
Your parents died young because they deserved it. Your grandmother is no different.
And the doctor still did not make it in time. The nurse came running back, her face pale, and shook her head.
I'm sorry, we ran out of time.
I looked at my grandmother's body under the white sheet. A rage so violent it felt like it was tearing through my ribs surged up inside me. I stormed back into the VIP suite, kicked the door open, and slapped Matthew and Sophie across the face.
Security! Get this lunatic out of here!
Several men in black grabbed me and dragged me down into the shadowed underground garage. Richard straightened his jacket, his eyes cold as stone.
Miss Quinn is unstable, violent, and delusional. The paperwork for an emergency psychiatric hold is already prepared. Get her restrained and transferred before she hurts someone.
Get your hands off me! I am not crazy! You are murderers!
Richard held up his phone.
Keep fighting, and these go live tonight. Everywhere. Hold her down. Give her the sedative.
A thick needle loaded with clear fluid moved toward my neck. Just as I was about to lose everything, the shriek of tires split the air. The door swung open. Alex stepped out in a black coat, his face colder than I had ever seen it.
Who dares touch her?